Welcome to another edition of Jive Time Turkeys. Excuse me. I'm at Time Turkeys on Twitter, at Jive Time Turkeys on Instagram and YouTube. This episode, I'm joined by
Peace is Dre, the sideline guy. Will definitely be in a higher seat today, checking out the view, seeing what's going on. I'm gonna need y'all to fill me in on what's happening.
It's your boy S. Sports One on Twitter. Still on the South Side, hanging out.
All right. So first up, we got March Madness. The Sweet 16 round started yesterday. We had we had two number one seeds went out yesterday. Arizona lost in the nightcap to Houston. Shout out to H-Town up there. In a game that, I don't feel it was particularly close. Arizona made some runs, but it felt like Houston kind of had that game in control. And then the other number one seed to go out last night was Gonzaga, which was the number one overall seed and picked by like 30% of the bracket to win the whole thing. And so, I want to start there before we get into tonight's games. And real quick, I did want to say, I know the narrative is they choked, and I guess, they did choke, but they ain't get punked. It wasn't a national title game. In the national title game against Baylor, they got punked. This one, they just was missing fucking shots. And I hate to talk about the refs, but some of them fouls on Chet was a little bit ticky-tacky. Ticky-tacky, and this is where you could tell he was a 19-year-old, 18-year-old kid, because one of them fouls, if you got 3 fouls, you don't even try to block the shot. You don't even go up. You just concede those 2 points because you playing is worth more than you trying to stop those particular 2 points with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second half. So, they lost, and I guess that goes on their leisure, but they didn't choke in the traditional sense of the way we use choking. They ain't do what North Carolina did against Baylor. They ain't give up a 25-point lead. So just wanted to say that before we move into today's games. If y'all want to.
Well, I got comments to make. Shout out to my crib team, the Arkansas Razorbacks, and my new crib team, the Houston Cougs. But I would say Gonzaga, I don't think they choked, but I do think the Razorbacks played really hard, and I don't think they were used to a team playing hard like that. Because, hell, Arkansas was shooting 30%, and they won the game. So it wasn't no, they didn't get blown out, but it wasn't like Arkansas was playing really well either. They were just playing hard. So it was and if the Houston Rockets draft Chet Holmgren, I wasn't buying season tickets, no way. But I'm not going to none of them games to see a 7 foot, 180-pound dude out there, because he was just getting punked half the time because he was so light in the ass. But
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead.
But that's not why they lost. I do think the refs was kind of ticky-tacky, but they were missing shots. They were getting contested shots, and they were missing them. And they weren't playing like they normally would play. They weren't able to get out and run. Arkansas was really good on their transition defense. It slowed them up. They normally score near 100 points. So the score was 60-something to 50-something. So it was a good scheme by the coach, Musselman, because it was I heard from an analyst that he kind of made a professional game where it was just pick and roll with the guard Norte and Williams. They stretch for whatever, but that really slowed everything down for the game, made it tough on Gonzaga. And then Gonzaga had trouble getting in that transition offense and then getting into the regular offense as well. So I think it was a really good coach game for the Razorbacks. And I do think they've been coming up short too much, man, to be honest with you. And I think part of it is because they play in a weak conference. They've been playing outside of their conference, some tougher schedules, But I think that night to night games, they need to play tougher opponents.
So here's all I'll say about Shaq. Like, he's light now, but he's 18 years old. And I think any NBA team will think if we get him in our weight program, we can get some weight on his frame. Because
he plays like though. He doesn't play like if he puts on more weight, he'll be dominant. He plays like Porzingis.
Right. But like, he doesn't need to play heavier. He just needs to not be knocked off his spot. Like, he plays
for
like
college.
his size.
In the NBA, he's just gonna get beasted in the NBA, and he's not.
Right.
He's got the good handles, but
I'm thinking
he's not gonna play in the post in the NBA. Even if he puts on size.
But I'm not saying he's gonna play in the post. I'm saying when like they try to bully ball, like you're not gonna be able to bully him. Because to me, when I watch him, he has the awareness. He's not like a big kid who got forced to play basketball. He's like a basketball player who's big. And there's a difference. And so like for me, putting on size, and not even a lot, just enough where like when they try to lean the shoulder and like you got to get more offensive fouls. Like right now, like it's a 50-50 chance they dip their shoulder if they go get an offensive foul, or if they just be like, right, you just lighting the ass. And that's what I think an NBA team could get him, those 25 pounds where he's not everybody can't knock him over. Like it's gonna have to be a bruiser who's skilled at putting their shoulder in and not being a foul. And I think he gets that, like he got the handles, he can do. And so I don't think he should go to Houston. Definitely not saying that, but I don't think a team should be like, man, he too light. It's like, bro, he 18 years old. Like, truth be told, the motherfucker might put on 2 more inches before it's all said and done. So he's a polished person who can shoot. He understands defense. He's not scared to go block shots. Like, he's not fearful of playing in the post. It's just sometimes when you got them motherfucking college seniors or them motherfucking boys who as they said, should Gonzaga could go get, the guys who don't have a ride home after middle school practice, the motherfuckers who go get on the bus to get home. He ain't afraid of them, but it's just like, as you said, Steve, they don't play those guys enough to know how to play them, and they don't have enough on their team. So,
Gonzaga's middle of nowhere, so I don't want to go. I wouldn't want to go to Gonzaga either. Or it's Spokane, Washington, but still, it's Washington.
That's nowhere. It's nowhere. It's not Seattle.
Right.
And then,
but then my Cougs the same way. Before we go to tonight, my Cougs are playing really hard on Arizona. Like, it was funny that my family, we kind of been watching Houston a little bit. My sons kind of know that they play really hard, like they play defense hard. And so they were like, yeah, they about to blow them out. Watch this. and it was like a steal and it was like a dunk. I was like, come on, man. We've been watching this too much. But yeah, the Houston Cougars playing really hard on Arizona. Arizona kind of the same way as Gonzaga. Like, I don't know, it's West Coast team. I think we kind of got like, stereotypes about some teams, but I mean, Arizona's not even really West Coast. It's like Arizona, but still.
Sometimes it's true though.
It's kind of like they kind of nutted up because Houston was playing hard, and then Arizona make a run, and Arizona is kind of looking around like, okay, they're gonna stop playing hard now. And Houston kept playing hard. So Arizona kind of got on their heels, and it was like, okay, now what do we do? And they start complaining about calls, and it just snowballed. At the end, it kind of snowballed too. It made it like a blowout almost. It wasn't that bad. It was a close game, but Houston played hard, just like Arkansas.
Arizona shouldn't even been there to begin with. They're supposed to lose the last round. They won in overtime. So that ain't really shocked me.
I do think that one guard they got
Mathurin.
He's gonna be pretty decent. I think he figures it out. He's got skills. He's like 6'5", got a little size. He got some moves, some shots. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
He'll pump him up, but I don't think he was that good. But he's good.
I mean, he won So that's what's crazy. I just thought about it. He won Pac-12 Player of the Year, and I'm watching UCLA, and I'm like, he won Pac-12 Player of the Year. Like, wow. um, but then tonight in the first set of games, we had Providence versus Kansas, with Kansas winning that one. They're now in their 23rd Elite Eight. So they're the winningest. I think they're the winningest college basketball program in NCAA history. But the story of the night is going to be the Peacocks of St. Petersburg on Peacock Day, continuing their run and becoming the first 15 seed to go to the Elite Eight by defeating Purdue 67-64. Coach Shaheen Holloway, formerly of Seton Hall, now takes his team into the Elite Eight. I kind of knew they were going to win this because Purdue doesn't really play defense, and St. Peter's throughout this tournament has shown that we're going to make this a defensive game. And so yeah, we go slow it down because we understand we can't have the game as many possessions because eventually your talent will find its level. But if we slow the game down and cut the possessions down, if we're getting easy shots because Purdue doesn't really play defense, then we like our odds. Whereas you're gonna get frustrated because we're cutting the possessions in half and we're playing tough ass defense on you. And so I'm not shocked that Purdue lost. Not shocked at all. And so I mean, depending on who wins, it won't be shocking if St. Peter's is in the Final Four. It'll be shocking, but if you watch how they play, it won't be shocking. And that kind of leads me to a real quick tangent. They need to stop giving these automatic winners these high ass seeds. Not high ass seeds. They shouldn't allow them to play in the playing game. The MEAC winner shouldn't have to play the motherfucking whatever the SWAC winner in the playing game to get to the first round. Nah, homie. You can keep them 16 seeds. I don't even argue that because some of them definitely cool 16 seeds. Make these fucking 11 seeds fucking play in the playing game. The motherfuckers who've been on the bubble all season. That's where the playing should be. Why the conference championships got to play in the playing? No, let them get the full experience of coming to the gym, being a 16 seed. Hell, they could sell themselves on we could be the second. Motherfucker, we could be like UNBC and beat this shit out of, probably won't happen, but let them enjoy that. Let these niggas who've been on the bubble because they've been apathetic all year, you playing the playing game. So that's my little rant on that. But yeah, thoughts on St. Peter's Friday's games.
So the theme amongst these winners is they play really hard. So when I say play really hard, every possession, defense and offense, it's they're serious about that possession. So they're not taking nothing for granted. Turnovers are really upsetting. So they don't have a lot of turnovers. They hustle on defense the whole shot clock. And they play hard. And St. Pete does that. They play just like their coach used to play. Hard. Not really skilled, but get to your spot, get your shot, make your shot, play hard defense, hustle, and you come out a winner, especially with Purdue, who's a team, Big Ten. Another one of those conferences that's kind of bloated with, pageantry and historical achievements that automatically gets them to places. But they got a couple good players, but they're not the opposite, but they don't take advantage of every possession. They kind of have what they do, and if something goes wrong, and it's kind of, we just throw it up there. So I agree with you. Especially the 16 seed. I didn't like when the SWAC and the MEAC they play each other. I hate that because it should be 16. Let them play a 1 seed. Let them show. They may get blown out, but whatever. Don't put them against each other to get in the tournament. That's kind of messed up. again, like you said, some of these teams that's on the bubble been playing bad, and you just put them in because, at the beginning of the season, y'all thought they were good. I kind of think they should play the play-in game against each other and then, go from there. But that's neither here nor there. I think we're going to the other game. They a little bit different from these other winners that have been playing. We're talking about UNC and who they playing? UCLA.
Yeah.
They're up and down the court. We're getting up and down the court. We're putting up shots. We're getting back down, right back down the court. We're going to put them up. They're trying to score. So it's a little bit different. So it's going to be, they haven't scored as much. They haven't been shooting as well. North Carolina, a lot of goddamn turnovers. UCLA been hitting some tough shots. So it's halftime right now. What is it? 30 or 28?
31-28.
Yeah.
And I mean, the crazy part is UCLA can play that way. They're not afraid to play with pace, but they play a little bit more defense.
And they're longer than North Carolina. North Carolina got short guards. They aren't really tall, but UCLA has one short guard, and the rest of them were like 6'5" and up. So yeah, they're a little bit longer, play a little bit better defense. And they hustle a little harder.
Been here before.
That might be the magic.
The
magic.
Magic elixir this year. Hustle hard.
Yeah, hustle, play hard.
Hustle hard. Yeah, and the other game that's going on right now, Miami and Iowa State. Iowa State is a comeback story. They had 0 wins in the Big 12 last year. They're in the Big 12, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had 0 wins. Here they are in the Sweet 16, trying to get to the Elite 8. Miami was back there from the ACC. Miami's up 3 with about 8 minutes to go. Miami beat, who did they beat? Who's their 2 seed? They beat a 2 seed.
Let's go to the bracket.
Huh?
So let's go to the bracket.
Dun.
Official bracket. Miami beat the other side. Auburn.
Oh,
I thought it was going to be a little bit further than what they are right now, but I think they kind of
they said. Well, I listened to some folks and they were like, "Yeah, Auburn's problem was always going to be their guards were going to fucking sell them up the river," and like most people were like, "We didn't expect it in the second round, but eventually, their guards are terrible enough to derail Jabari Smith," and that's why the tournament is a terrible predictor for NBA projections. Because as a big man, like the college game is so guard oriented that if you don't have guards that like know what the fuck they're doing, you're not gonna go very far. That's why Shaq never went to a Final Four. Like, and so, I don't think it changes his draft position. I mean, it definitely shouldn't. So if you were thinking he was number 1 before, like this shouldn't derail that.
No, I mean it wasn't him playing bad. It was just the team. They kind of, I think people kind of figured out the scheme, and like you said, the guards aren't that good. And so once the team start figuring out, you put a little pressure on them, make them do turnovers, make it a little difficult for them to get into their sets. And they don't have a guard that's like really controlling and taking over. And for years, that's been the major thing, especially for the tournament. If you have some good guard play, you might not have as much talent. But like you said, if you got mostly been senior guards, but experienced guards to play well, you can go far in the tournament. So out of the teams that we have left, we got a few with some good guards on them, but I don't know how it's going to turn out. St. Pete got like 3 of them. So
I was about to say, like, if we using that as a barometer, man, St. Pete might be in there because, like, we talked about Carolina guards, so they're short and they're fucking volatile in terms of like they're hit or miss, hot or cold.
Yeah, they're kind of different, man.
And then UCLA, I mean, they got one short guard. They got the long guards. They've been there before, so that might be a tough matchup. Miami has guards. I mean, Iowa State, I'm watching them. I'm not impressed. Then tomorrow night we got Duke and Arkansas. So like that's gonna be a fun game to watch right there. Like this might be the last
take
stop
it back
for Coach K.
to 93.
This might be the last stop for Coach K. Wouldn't that be crazy if Arkansas is the one that ends it?
That's what my Facebook. That's what my Facebook
season.
saying. Oh shit! Turn off the game. Yeah,
I think.
But yeah, you know, my Facebook, you know, hometown, it was having all kind of reminiscent of Nolan Richardson days and big shots over Duke in a tournament. Been playing it all over my Facebook all day long. Scotty Thurman shooting the 3. So
smooth ass Scotty Thurman.
That would be pretty cool though.
Pretty
poetic for Coach K. But
I mean, I don't think he gives a fuck. He got the camera crew following them.
I think he's done. You think Tom Brady? They were talking about Tom Brady on my Twitter line. Say what? Retired and right before the season start next year, he come back.
I felt that way if he'd have lost last night. I felt, he gonna come back if he lose tonight. That's how I felt. I don't think he would leave without. I don't think he would leave with 99.
Yeah. So the only reason I don't think he's coming back is because like we're talking about college kids, and so like there's no way he would come into a season without doing recruiting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what he want to skip. So he skipped that part and come back right when the season starts.
You think he just want to coach kids he didn't pick?
He's still gonna pick them. So he ain't trying to visit them.
Yeah, you know, you still
gonna pick them. You just pick a layer in between. Like they go talk to him, and he brings back. Okay, here's a bunch. Go boom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like people ain't gonna keep that quiet. People are not keeping that quiet. They go talk to Coach K.
Yeah, you gotta keep it quiet, but you know, I'm recruiting a kid. Be like, hey, you know, you come to Duke, Coach K might come back.
That's exactly what they're going to literally go tell.
That's what I would do.
Everybody they know.
they told me Coach K might come back, but I mean, hey, that's going to be the talk. And then when we get down to it, the first game, Coach K like, I'm back.
Now
he gets to skip the off season. He gets to kind of get the players he wants.
I don't know about that.
That's the word. I don't know for sure. I'm not even saying that makes sense, but that's what they say.
Gotcha.
All right, fair. Understandable. We could go into I mean, you brought up Tom Brady, so we could just go right there right quick. Apparently he's gonna tell the Bucks to trade him to Miami.
He already told him that's the word. The word is he already said it. Which I don't like. Okay, I don't know how the Dolphins would do that.
They trade him too.
Yeah, but okay, so then the Bucks gonna want like Russell Wilson numbers, right? But he's 40 years old, so
they can't ask for Russell Wilson numbers for 2 reasons. One, there's nobody to bid against. So you're going to get what I offer and like we can negotiate from there. But like you telling me you want 3 first rounders, like, okay, cool. You could get that from somebody, but guess what? He don't want to go to where you get those from. So he ain't gonna go, which means you ain't gonna be able to trade him, which means you're not gonna get nothing on this. And
then he go back to being retired. So I'll be
But he only
cool.
got a
I'll be
year
like,
left,
okay,
right?
you want to give me 3 years?
And how does that work? Like if he retires, how long do they have his rights to?
His contract. But he
His
only got
contract.
this is last year of his
The rest of
contract,
their
right?
contract. Okay. I
Yeah.
don't know.
So if he don't play this year, as Tampa Bay, I wouldn't care. If you want Tom Brady, you're gonna have to pay the hero's ransom, or he not play. And that's where I was at the beginning of the season anyway, or beginning of off season rather, that he had retired and he wasn't gonna play. So anything I can get is bonus, but I'm gonna try to get as much as I can for Tom Brady.
Yeah, I get that. But saying you 3 first rounders like that,
Yeah.
it's a little much.
Yeah, but it's Tom Brady though. Like if the Dolphins had Tom Brady this year, like they automatically go to like the top of the AFC.
Is he throwing screens next year? Because how's he gonna throw with the ball sharp enough to catch up with their speed? He's not throwing down the field passes, right? He's throwing like 5
Hey,
yard
come on,
in,
man.
letting it run.
That's what they said before he got Randy Moss, and he ended up throwing like 80-yard bombs.
That
to Randy
was
Moss.
like a decade ago.
10 years ago. I know, but he,
Hey,
Is
look.
he? I'm just
hey,
no.
look.
I'm not being snarky. Like, does he
No,
really have the
no,
ability
I
to
got you.
throw
I
a deep
understand.
pass
with
But
you,
here's what
Jim.
I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
Jalen Ramsey would beg to differ about worrying about his goddamn arm on
I
deep
will say
passes.
it's in Florida, so it's not cold.
And that too.
That type of shit.
It ain't cold. He ain't got cut through no motherfucking wind. He just get to go out there and sling that shit.
Okay.
So half my games
Man,
are in warm weather, and depending on when the other ones are, like I usually always get a New England game early. So Boston's pretty beautiful in their late fall sometimes. Maybe I got a cold weather Jets game, and then maybe I got a cold weather Buffalo game.
Who's a running back? Let me go look right now. I'm going to know the game.
Mozart? Is it Mozart?
No, I thought you San Fran.
No, he might be there now.
Because they're talking
he's there
about how
now?
fast the damn team was.
Yeah,
They got Mozart? Oh shit!
I think so.
Yeah, I want to play Miami too. Then shit.
Yeah. And then they got
goddamn Porsche.
Arnold, the tackle from the Saints.
Armstead.
I don't want to say Arnold. UAPB on. Very.
Yeah, they tooling up.
So
they tooling up.
I feel sorry for Tua, man. He can rock with this squad. He could be a
yeah, but this ain't him though. I mean it's not the organization this time. It's Tom Brady saying he want to come. Like it's Tom Brady.
I know, but
it's like LeBron James like, hey, I want to come. Like everybody, y'all expendable. Y'all niggas expendable.
Well, I got a question. I mean, I'm not gonna go far with it. I just have. If we are going to say LeBron, do you think a team that LeBron goes to for this final year with his kid is going to be that stacked though? Like are you getting LeBron trying to get a championship or just for like to sell tickets? Like this looks like a Super Bowl move. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like this. Yeah, this is like a Super Bowl move. And I'm just saying, like, well, it ain't about Tom Brady. Let me stop.
But to be truthful,
I
don't know, because the AFC had a lot of movement this year. Like the
that's
AFC
why
West
Miami
is crazy. So
right. I'm with you. You had to keep up. They're trying to keep up. That's what you're trying to do, keep up. I told that so Alphonse, so Chris, our barber, he's a Dolphins fan. So I sat in a chair, and this is right after the news broke. He said, "Yeah, man," because he's been on this whole like "fuck the Dolphins" because of the Brian Flores thing. Like I've been slowly getting him my side of "fuck football." But he said, "I don't know, Dre. They got Tyreek. I might have to." I said, "Go ahead, dabble, bro." I said, "But Dre had to learn it." I said, "You ain't heard the latest?" He said, "Nah." So I showed him what was in the production room. He was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like, "Hey, they're trying to get the bro." I might have to start watching some games. But I said all to say is like, and I told him, I said the reason why they would do this is because of the landscape. I said, you ain't trying to face the AFC West. AFC North was crazy too, because the team we couldn't figure out who the fourth team was. Like, oh yeah, the Bengals. Like, oh shit, the Bengals. Then you got the South. Yeah, okay, cool. Then you got your own East. Bills. You always gonna have Patriots, Jets. Jets. But all around the AFC is kind of like,
They
Miami,
tooling
if they
up,
really want to
man.
play, they kind of
This
got
shit
you.
is
I
a
get it. I
turf
get it.
war.
I just kind of like, damn, Tua, they're gonna send your ass to Detroit. So it's just
Nah, they
like he's
never
never
did
gonna
that.
be shit because he's not in good shit precarious situations. Like it's not really because he's bad necessarily. It's because you keep if you play from I play with the Dolphins when ain't shit going on. I go to the Lions and some crazy shit. The legacy of Tua, like nigga was some shit. He was good in Alabama, but it's kind of like fucked up. It's kind of like, but he could have had all the tools. Like, yeah, but you ain't white, so I'm not going that far. But it's a GOAT. But it's just kind of like, damn,
It's
that
okay. It's
might
there.
be his legacy.
It's true.
That damn, but like, nah, context, y'all. Like, yo, fuck context, nigga was some shit. Like,
No context, no nuance.
at all. Like, if you just
Oh
gave me 12
man.
months, like, yeah, GOAT. So yeah, I think that's and that okay. And I'm not gonna go forward, but that's kind of like my point. Last what I wanted to say, what I was trying to be effectively saying my rant was that if your team ain't fighting, fuck your team. That's all I was trying to say, really. Like if I'm a Dolphins fan, I'm invigorated. If I'm a Broncos fan, I'm invigorated. If I'm a Lions fan, Jets. I think that shit was hype with the Jets. Talking about they wanted Tariq. Like y'all niggas don't want nobody. Lions fans, Jets fans. Who else was like this terrible team?
Jaguars.
I would say that, but then they make some because like okay, now the circle moment is like the Jaguars would prompt the whole rant because then they make a move with some money, like they spend some money on somebody. And I was like, where was this money last year? I thought they making money on like anyway.
They did, but because of the rest of the moves, we forgot about it. Like on the tier of
Jaguar,
moves that's
Jaguars,
been made.
What about Colts? Colts getting that bucket. Now, if you're a fan of that team, and you should be pissed off this offseason. Lions, Jets,
Texans.
I remember the Jets though.
I
They
don't
didn't make
know.
no big moves, but they didn't go backwards.
Yeah,
Texans,
but if you ain't going forward, you go
that's
backwards.
What I'm saying. I'm only in context. Like, that's what I'm saying. If I'm a fan of a team and I'm seeing all these other teams, real quick, all these wild teams making just dumbass, like shoot for the moon shits. And even if, how many times did the Jets try? They tried with Tariq. I haven't heard anything else besides that though.
That's because they're on a different timeline. Like they don't need to be good now.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm the family, yo, fuck that shit. That's the whole point. Like it's all that timeline shit's made up. It's my opinion. I think the timeline's made up.
No,
And they use stuff like salary cap and it's made up, bro. I think it's made up, bro. If you want to get a winning team, you can put the money up and make the moves and make the team. That's what I'm saying.
It's just like the Bengals. If the Bengals, if the quarterback for the Jets actually played good, then they would propel themselves into making these moves. But like you're going to say, they're on like a 5-year timeline. But if I'm a Jets fan, like fuck them 5 years because I'm seeing all these other players and teams trying. So
fuck that nigga, get somebody else.
Right, no, but that's the thing. Like this is why the Jets are bad because they have too many holes to fill. There's not enough great free agents at the random prices. Like they can't be the Rams. Even if we use the Bengals, the reason the Bengals we're looking at them differently is because they caught fire. Otherwise, we'd be talking about Joey Burrow being sacked the most times ever and how that is not a winning formula. So, but that is why Joe Burrow is special because that is not a formula for success, which is why the Jets are not paying top dollar for all these free agents. There's only so much. Yes, you can spend that money if you're the San Diego Chargers, and you can do that because Justin Herbert has shown you that he's good enough to do that. If you don't have a quarterback that's good enough to do that, you get out here and you get stuck with these things that don't work. Like right now, if the things don't work for the Chargers, Justin Herbert's still on a rookie contract, and you can get out from under it and not be hamstrung.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams had to trade their bum QB only because they found the Lions to take that on. If the Lions were like, nah, we're good, they're not doing all the shit that they're doing.
Right. I'm saying do the shit. I get you. Yes. I'm saying go do the shit.
But if I'm a Jets fan, I don't necessarily want you to make moves because everybody else is making moves. Like we got too many holes for you to be out here trying to spend money.
Context. If you're a Jets fan, shouldn't
I'm a
every season be a
Cowboys fan, and
season?
I'm still not.
No. I'm asking you to be in the context of a Jets fan in terms of history. If I'm a Jets fan, I'm still a fan of the Jets. Yes, every year that falls flat, go out, do something. to keep my attention because I'm an actual Jets fan. And for 2 decades, what have I been rooting for? Wayne Corbett, who was the dude that was from New Orleans, I think, that was pretty solid. Quarterback, white cat from the Louisiana. He's like from Louisiana.
Chad Pennington.
Yeah. Like, name Jets that was like we were rooting for. What was the fun time with the Jets as a Jets fan?
But fumble time when they had Rex Ryan.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I get what you're saying, Fonz. I'm saying if I'm a Jet, and I'm only listing bum ass franchise. Lions, Jets.
So you just want them to spend money to spend money.
Alphonse,
Be damned if it's a winning plan. Just spend money to spend money.
That's exactly what I said last week. It's all bullshit. You got the money to spend, especially him. He got money.
And if they lose, then what you gonna say at the end of the season when they lose?
Alphonse, again,
they're losing right now. That's what the point.
Exactly. They've been losing for decades. I'm saying if I'm a fan of a franchise who's
but that is why they've been losing for a decade, because they've been doing shit like that. We got to keep people in the seats. We got to keep making a splash. We New York. That's why they've been losing for so fucking long, because they've been chasing Broadway Joe.
What splash was last? No, but draft picks aren't splashes if they got a cheap contract.
Huh?
Like you saying Zach Wilson was a splash?
No, I'm saying, but I thought we was just talking about free agents. I'm saying if you're trying to build.
No. I'm talking about trades. I'm talking to do everything. Trades. I'm talking about the whole kit and caboodle, bro. Do something. What was the last splash move the Jets made?
What, they drafted the number 2 pick in the draft. Like, I
can ask you that about Zach Wilson. Cool. Fine. That's cool. You needed that. You were that terrible. You needed that. Who did you put around him? Who's his receivers? Who's his lineman? Who's his running back?
His lineman, they got the big dude they drafted the year before, Mekhi Becton. Left tackle, solid left tackle.
That's because you're terrible and you draft high. I'm talking splashes where you say, yo, fuck them draft picks. I'll give you 2 of these motherfuckers for the shiny ass player who's producing. I'm saying if you're not making those moves, you ain't really trying to win.
And the person who you would need to choose draft picks for, right? That's a person you're ready to win with right now. I'm saying if they get that, they're wasting the draft picks and you have to spend that money.
You're gonna spend the money anyway.
Yeah,
you're going to spend the money anyway. You're going to spend the money anyway. You're going.
Yes, but you could get deals that are not splash picks that actually help your team. Like, that's what I'm saying. The splash picks that we're looking at, like you're looking at Russell Wilson. You're looking at Devontae Adams. What the fuck is Devontae Adams going to do for the Jets? Except be mad that he's playing there.
Not necessarily. You don't know. He might click with Wilson. You don't know. But you damn sure ain't going to find out now because you ain't making splash moves. And I'm only
what I'm saying, if they did that, what is he going to do and be mad?
We don't. But Alphonse, you're assuming he's going to be bad. We don't know that. We don't know that. Like, you don't know. You just.
We said I can't need to try.
Yeah, I'm saying try real quick, and I'm only keeping the context to. But Alphonse, are you saying these are not terrible franchises?
I'm saying they're terrible franchises because they, for a long time, operated with the way that you're saying, and I understand them actually taking your point to not make.
Alphonse, if I ask you the last 2 decades, the splashy moves that the Lions or the Jets have made, what were they?
We don't remember them because they don't work. Like, I'm not a Jets fan, but to give you a different team, the Washington football team, and because I live here, I'm close to it. We can name all their splashy draft picks that have never fucking worked. And the only time they started to get success is suddenly, oh yeah, we should take this. We got the number 2. Like, we've seen this strategy not work. That's what I'm coming from, the Washington football team. That's all they've done. They're nicknamed the off-season champions every single year. And they haven't won a title since 92.
But Alphonse, that's my whole point. If your team ain't doing those moves, they ain't trying to win. They're trying to win.
But the Washington football team are doing those moves, and they're not winning, and they're a laughing stock.
They're not a laughing stock now. Didn't we say earlier, like 2 weeks ago, that they should have tried to get a better quarterback, and we clowned them for getting what's the dude's name? I forgot his name already.
They went splashy. That wasn't splash.
That wasn't splash.
That wasn't splash.
That was best case scenario.
Russell Wilson was splash.
That was worst case scenario. That wasn't splash. Wentz ain't splash.
What I'm saying is they tried to go splash and they got rebuffed. And that's par for the course.
I'll stop here. I'll ask you a question. If you're a fan of the Lions or the Jets, and you know the history, and they did what they did this offseason, are you happy or not happy?
I'm happy that they didn't go out and overspend on somebody that if we follow their history, ain't gonna do shit
Okay.
for them.
Then ain't shit
Like,
gonna change.
I mean,
be
they
the Jets
traded for.
next year.
If I'm the Lions fan, they traded for Jared Goff, so they
So
punted on this all season already.
If I'm a Jets fan and we struck out, and them motherfucking Dolphins get Tom Brady, I'm supposed to just be like, yeah, I'm cool being a Jets fan.
Tom Brady wanted to go
Why
there.
did
They
you do
didn't
that?
woo him. That's something different. They're not wooing. Tom Brady isn't being wooed by the Dolphins. Tom Brady is saying, "This is where I want to go." It would be
No,
different if Tom Brady had
yes.
a sweepstakes.
Why does it
And
top?
first of all,
Okay,
here we go. You want to splash one for the Jets? Brent Favre. That was their splash.
yeah, and they went to the playoffs. Did they go to the playoffs with him? They went to the
No, they
playoffs. They were
didn't.
trying to win.
No, they didn't. Not with
They
Brent
definitely
Favre.
was like a winning. They definitely
No, they
had a winning
didn't. There
record.
was a bust. It was a bust
But
season.
the reason
Whoa,
Tom Brady that wants to go is because the Dolphins have been making moves.
Right. They have pieces that make sense for them to go there.
And they got those pieces not with Tom Brady in mind. They got those pieces because they thought they had a quarterback.
And Tom Brady's different, but I'm saying they trying to make the quarterback.
They're trying to make
right. But what I'm saying is they got most of those pieces, and they got most of those pieces on the cheap. Who's the Dolphins free agent signing before this year? Since they make splash signings, since we talking about splash signings, what were their splash signings?
The one they stole from the Cowboys, the corner, whatever. Jones, what's his name? Jones?
Byron Jones. That's their biggest signing. And that's what I'm saying. We talk about splash signings.
Top 5 defense, though.
I'm only talking about this in splash signings. I'm not talking about doing nothing. We started this conversation on splash signings, and I'm saying the Dolphins built their team not on splash signings, on signings that fit their team at a good dollar value.
They just got Tyreek Hill. Why do I have to play another splash?
And I said before, and but you're being a prisoner of the moment. You can't say splash signings because they signed Tyreek Hill. And everybody before that,
you should be
the Super Bowl winners.
So who did they sign before? Who did they sign before this offseason, Dre? Because for your thing to work, they have to be doing this every year.
Again, Alphonse, listen, yes. If I was a fan of Dolphins last year and you don't make any moves, fuck you. You ain't really a real team. Because the niggas that win do some random ass move. They get Von Miller. They get who else on that fucking offensive line or defensive line of the Rams? Or they get Odell B. They get the quarterback. Like they're making moves to enhance their team. If I'm a franchise fan of the Dolphins, the Lions, the Jets, I'm like, yo, why am I rooting for you? Oh, we can't do it this time. Why? Random ass team. The Bengals doing it. Like teams that are winning.
Oh, come on. What's the Bengals splash signing, Dre?
Let me look them up. They did something.
They drafted a good quarterback.
Thank you, Steve. They got a good quarterback in the draft. They got his fucking best friends. They got his best friends as a goddamn wide receiver. Like that's what they did. Their line actually sucks. They didn't make no splash signing. Like you want people to go out and overreact, and then you're gonna hammer them on the back end. And that's what I'm saying. We already know they're gonna get hammered if they make a splash signing and it's a bust.
The Bengals signed. No, they didn't do that yet. Did they do that? Well, that's
but they tried.
Like you proved my point when you said you're being a prisoner of a moment. Like if you're being a prisoner of the moment,
I said that's the whole point. If in the offseason, you ain't do no. So when are the Jets going to be the Jets? Like, but here's the thing. I don't understand this concept where they should stay the course, but the course for both the Jets and the Lions have been terrible.
When were the Jets the last time they were good? Right, with Mark Sanchez, right? When they had all other pieces around him, and they just needed a quarterback. Right? They're not there yet. They're not there for the splash signing. That they're not one piece away. When I think of splash signings, I'm thinking one piece away. That's where we're defining it at. We're not defining it as signings to help the team.
I am talking about making moves. Like you're holding on one player. I'm saying do activity that says we're going to win.
Don't follow those teams enough to say they make moves or not. Did you pull up the
talk
Jets
about
transactions?
Alphonse, we don't follow.
No, we wouldn't. We talk about the splash transactions. We talk about the big moves that are made. We don't talk about the little things that happen. We talk about the Bengals splash transactions. They fucking signed Lyle Collins. Splash. That's what gets talked about. There are little moves that are made that we don't know because we're not on the local teams. Like I'm sure Steve can tell us. You said what?
Who signed Lyle O'Connor?
The Bengals.
Just,
Yeah, again, this year, you're again
because the
prisoner of the
Cowboys cut
moment.
him, so they can't really say that's splashy because the Cowboys
Yeah.
cut him.
Shit, that's splashy. It's definitely splashes.
Okay.
I'm confused. Like they during the stuff we're saying.
You're using with their success last year as like, see, they did something. And then we're like, no, last year they just fucking caught the lightning in the bottle with their quarterback and the receiver that they drafted, that they didn't sign.
Okay. And then this year they enhanced it by signing a solid offensive lineman, right?
Yeah, because they identify their need. They have like their list
So where
of
have
needs.
where have the Jets improved?
Did you pull up their
Bengals.
transactions? Because
I'm
they
doing
have
that
made signings. They're not splashy signings that will lead Sports Center, but I know they've made signings because they've been talked about. If you go through the second page of the ESPN articles,
Yeah, they've signed. The Jets have signed Flacco, Mike White, Tyler Conklin, kicker Eddie Pinero. Like,
and they should overpay. They should overpay to fit all of the holes they have. Right?
The whole league is overpaid, Alphonse. Why should they be tighter with their money? That's the whole point. Like this artificial overpay. That's all artificial.
Yeah, the caps.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit. So they don't have to pay those niggas money. And that's the whole point. Like that whole cap shit is artificial. The limited trade is like just no. If you ain't really trying to win, you ain't really trying to win.
Yeah, and I'm saying if they ain't got, it's not a basketball team. Like I could totally get that in basketball. There's less players. The players you sign have more of an impact. It's a 53-man roster. Like we see this shit time and time again. Like the Bengals were just in the Super Bowl. Even they gave up 70 fucking sacks. Like,
but they lost to the Rams.
I don't know.
That's been doing this splashy hire thing though. That's why they lost to the Rams because the only person that they drafted kept
team. That's the only team that does that. That's the only team that has success doing that.
And they won. They won it all.
That's the only team.
Like when teams do stuff and then it works, like everybody else start doing it. So yes, that's why it's been going crazy because the Rams did it and won. So
the lake.
All he's saying is,
but go ahead, Fon. Yeah, go ahead.
Is this sport specific, or is this like every sport?
No, it's
because the Lakers traded fucking everybody.
I'm only talking football. Football has the constraints that they put on it, and they're supposed to make it like it's real. It ain't real. So last year's Super Bowl champion made a splash too, right?
Who?
The Bucks.
Yeah,
what? Tom Brady retiring?
They got Antonio Brown too, sir.
They got Gronk. Like, what? I'm confused.
They got Gronk the same year they got Tom Brady.
Yes, and they won the Super Bowl.
Again, they didn't have to woo Tom Brady. They had all those pieces in place. They had Mike Evans, who they drafted, Godwin, who they drafted, Derek White, who they drafted on defense. They had all those pieces in place.
He's not saying that you're wrong on that. He's just saying they tried something. They did it.
They tried.
No. What I'm saying is the people who make the splash signings, the ones that work, have all those things in place from other things that aren't considered splash signings, is what I am saying. Not that splash signings don't work. The Jets don't have a good enough team to make a splash signing, is my point. And a splash signing.
What I'm saying. So what did they do to improve in this offseason?
Actually, like, get motherfuckers that are like play better, like to train the talent, coach up the talent that they have. Like spending money as somebody who's already established and good and bringing them into a losing situation does what? That the person who's making that quickly will be like,
happens all the time. Because you're trying to win. So you bring in winners to change the culture to win games.
Yeah, that does.
And what I'm saying is
the Jets receivers is Rodney Adams, Braxton Berrios, Tarek Black, Lawrence Cager, Keenan Cole, Corey Davis, Denzel Means, and there's more names I don't even know.
And the receivers that make impact to change people and send people to Super Bowls, just name them and name the teams they went to.
Antonio Brown, Look at the past Super Bowl list.
Odell Beckham.
Odell Beckham,
Mm-hmm.
Antonio Brown,
Mm-hmm.
the whole Kansas City receivers. The whole
Those were drafted. Those weren't signed. Oh.
Alshon Jeffrey for the Eagles when they won their Super Bowl. That was a splash time.
I'll even give you Randy Moss.
Yeah, I mean, so you make moves like Denver. They got old dude.
The point is, which of those teams was bad before those receivers got there? None of them. They were not bad.
Alphonse, I keep saying this. I'm only talking about perennially terrible teams. Jets and Lions have done nothing to suggest that they're on the track.
But you're missing my point. All the teams that signed receivers that made differences were winning teams before they signed those receivers. And you're saying, fuck it, just sign the receivers anyway.
I'm saying make moves that make me think like you're those teams like the Wizards to me. Like you just do stuff to make me come in the sands, and then I know you're gonna lose at Mex first round in the playoffs.
And I'll say this about the Wizards. They can't make moves just to make moves. If they don't make good moves, then don't make any moves. Like, why do we have to watch them make bad moves? We watch the Wizards make bad moves over and over and over again. Like, stop trading picks. Like, maybe you let somebody else take your pick. Because, like, we just see them making the same moves over and over.
Make good moves.
Make good moves.
How much? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, everything I'm saying, like, that's the struggle. Like,
and sometimes the good move is not signing somebody because they're not going to fit in here. And you're like, fuck that. You got to try to win.
That's always the case they say to get around not having to spend money.
No, that's not the case they say. That's not always the case they say.
The Jets spent money or the Lions. I'm talking about bad teams off. Like it's not like I'm talking about I'm talking about terrible teams that ain't never done shit.
Falcons now. You put the Falcons on that list.
Yeah, they got their money's worth, but they're like, look, he done cleaned the whole Vic smell away, so they good.
I mean,
so, man, that was that. I don't know if they're going to trade him to the Dolphins because that would be one. I don't know what they could get back.
And the Giants, too. The Giants suckers. Giants, Lions.
Giants randomly just win, though. Like, randomly it'd be because they play Dallas Cowboys twice a year. So they randomly just get wins, random. Like they be 3-13, and the next year they take to the playoffs.
You beat them like 6 straight times. Like
y'all gonna lose to them this year. Watch.
Sure, cool story. But at the presence of this recording, like they don't get 2 wins off us. It's actually the other way around. We get 2 wins off them. Inflate our record.
The Giants in that group.
Jets, Giants, Lions fans should boycott. That's just my opinion. They don't really love you. And maybe the Panthers, they still this whole Bojangler. We won't see. Panthers can be there too.
Yeah, the Panthers.
You know, it's just like y'all niggas ain't trying to win.
They tried though.
Who said the door's still open for Cam Newton? Somebody said
the
door's still open for Cam.
Because they should. I don't know why they wouldn't. Other than
it's not a splash signing.
Not playing quarterback no more.
It's not a splash signing.
There's only one.
That would be a splash signing.
There's only one splash left.
Splash signing is Cap.
That's the only splash left.
Cap is going to big splash.
Or some damn crazy trade. Ooh.
Yeah. So that happened in the NFL.
We gotta talk about the other splash.
What was that?
You said what?
The other splash that happened. Trade that happened.
Ooh. Yeah. I don't really got nothing to say about that.
Deshaun Watson, sir.
The introductory press conference. And yeah. That happened. I mean, you could go read up on the commentary. It's not really flattering, so I don't feel the need to discuss it. Yeah, they traded for him. He's not suspended as of now, so we'll see what happens when the season starts, and we'll go from there.
I gotta figure out what the suspension is gonna be, because the rumors is like going crazy, but kind of think because he didn't get indicted, they're not going to take the words of a lot of what the women said as real.
I think he gets 4.
And then I think Cleveland will be okay with that. And I don't think it really hurts them either for the season. Like maybe they go 1-3.
2-2. Who's their backup? Tyrod, right?
Yeah, I think it is. They'll be good. They'll be fine. With the defense they got, they run the ball.
Yeah. I mean, which is sad, but that's the state of affairs.
But he didn't get indicted down here after all that been going on. I don't know what they're looking at or not looking at or whatever, but not that I think he's innocent. It's just, I don't know.
I guess legally
he can do something, but.
So what would be the charge that they do suspend him though? Like
where's the becoming of a professional football player?
Yeah, the messing up the
what
shield.
aspect would be?
Make the shield look bad.
22 civil cases, even going to court. Like,
I'm with you. No, I'll get you with just. I'm talking about legally.
That's in the CBA.
Yeah, it's not in the CBA.
Thing.
It's a.
No, I'm saying okay. Sorry, bylaws. Based on the bylaws.
Right.
Yeah.
If 22 people say he stole something, and he ended up not stealing something, what are you suspending him for?
Making the shield look bad, I'm telling you.
Because you shouldn't be in the position where you even
accused
of stealing something.
You making us look bad now, motherfucker.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like you embarrassing the workforce. Like they got your mugshot and shit. NFL player. That's what everything's really NFL player, NFL player, NFL player, NFL player. So that's what he's being suspended on.
Okay.
And I don't think he's like innocent either. So just the comments from today. Apparently he's done nothing wrong. And he'll do it all again.
That's what made me stop looking up the comments when I saw no regrets. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, what? Oh my God.
I know his agent was losing his mind, but he already signed a contract. So he probably like, yo, whatever. He got his.
I hope he got some kind of.
I mean, if you make it that far, like, well, I did make it this far, so I guess y'all want the truth, how I really feel.
What's the agent percentage? I think it's like 10% now. They changed it. It went up.
I think so. It might be
10% of 50 million because you're getting 50 off the drop. 5 million.
So the agents get part of the signing bonus too.
Yeah, just
get
10% of the contract. So when he get paid,
his actual contract, I mean, his actual salary for this year is like only $1 million or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because of slimy ass.
Smart. Huh?
Nah, they played this slimy.
How's it slimy?
How's it slimy? It's in his benefit.
Yeah, that like Deshaun
doesn't
lose as much money.
Huh?
Yeah, I know, but like.
But what?
Oh, you want him to lose money? That's what you're saying?
I'm saying if we all agree that something was done wrong, then where does he pay for it?
Wait. Well, hold on.
The civil case still gonna happen. Like the women still get money.
But if you purposely,
go ahead.
If you purposely write the salary so that he gets all of the money as a signing bonus and only $100 million as a game-to-game check, when that is out the norm for everybody, and it is very evident it
was already
yes,
somebody did this like last season. They done this before.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
What,
Someone
$1 million?
Before him got it in it. Yes. They done this before.
Yeah.
He had the first time.
It's not a normal thing.
No.
But for the same reason?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
And they pay what?
The same reason so they wouldn't lose game checks being suspended.
Yes. Alphonse, if you want my services, I'm not gonna come to you and they're gonna take my check. I'm not gonna agree to this. If I like this is negotiation, this is business. If you want this all pro perennial quarterback, I'm not gonna get out of the situation and then go into a bad one. We're gonna make this work. Pay me $1 million. They want to take part of $1 million. Fine. I'm not defending what is right or wrong, but from a business standpoint, it's not absurd.
I mean, if we're talking about it's a business standpoint, then we're saying it's right. And that's why, I mean,
business is not moral.
It's business.
This is not moral. This is not moral. Like, Alphonse, if it was moral,
business is moral because business affects people.
Alphonse, we wouldn't be in this franchise if we talking about morals, brother.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be playing the NFL.
We talk about a sport that
concussions, domestic violence, Ray Rice.
I'm not talking about the NFL. The NFL is just projecting what society is talking about.
Okay.
If society cared about women, but this is why, because we're okay with saying, like, we all know he's changing his salary. Like, next year's salary ain't gonna be $1 million. You know why? Because he wants the salary, the weekly checks, to be of 40 million or whatever the fucking number is. So if we're all in agreement that the only reason they're doing it this year is to skirt around losing money because of the suspension that's looming because of the 22 charges, and we're all okay with that, like, that's just business. Like, are we
okay with the salary
complicit
cap?
in being like,
you're okay with the salary cap, right? Are you okay with the salary cap? You're okay with the salary cap, correct?
I don't
like
the salary cap is not the same as 22 women, Dre.
It's the same as business.
But that's what I'm saying. Business. But business is erasing the 22 women. And I'm saying, like, okay, I guess.
Him being at a press conference erases the 22 women. Him even playing next year. Like, it's over. And they've already dealt with it. Like, this is done with it.
Okay.
They've already moved past it.
And those white people that probably didn't like him, and they made the decision for him. So something wasn't right about it, whatever it is, and it wasn't enough to convict him. Because I'm pretty sure there's people in what was it, Fort Bend or Brazoria.
They got the call from the Browns. They're like, hey, nigga, we already did this shit. Whoa.
Yeah, hey.
And I feel like, hey.
Some of that salary that they moved around, they're gonna go ahead and give to the people.
Yeah, it's like,
nah, you don't get to know.
It's business. I get what you're saying, but it's not like, wow, like it's like
you wanted him to get punished, like with his salary. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm just saying, like
that. It don't work like that though.
We know the reason why it's not happening, and we're all just like, okay, with no blowback really for
Alphonse.
Like, this is where the Browns are complicit in it.
Kaepernick puts up daily live feeds of him throwing a football, and we are just acting like it's normal for him not to be playing right now.
No, not that it's normal, but we know the reason why he's not playing. Like, to me, that's a lot more. That's a lot more rational. Like,
no, it ain't. It's not rational. It's not rational at all.
It's not at all. It's just what it is.
And you say, I think this is, but not at your job. You think it's wrong. You can't teach again. Like, that's a little fucked up. And then,
if you tell me if I get a fraction of those sexual assault cases, I'm going to be allowed to teach.
No, because they can find other teachers your caliber.
You're a teacher, that's different.
They can't find other Deshaun Watson. That's why they paying niggas like Carson Wentz. And so you want somebody like, if you want someone with that talent, you say, hey, how about I pay you $1 million and they take off half your check for this season, but you get your money back next year and you get to sell everybody. Like, yeah, because I am this good. Yeah. If he was Vince Young, nigga wouldn't be playing no more. So
it's a big conspiracy. I got a big conspiracy around it.
Go with it.
That goes beyond and above and kind of threads everything together with these white owners and having access to the same things. And then you bring Deshaun into your circle and Deshaun calls you racist. So my friend that gets the same services knows the masseuse that you working with, because he works with them too. And the other ones that you've been working with. So he calls them up and say, hey, I know what you've been doing with her because you do it with me.
Come on.
Let's get this nigga.
Come on.
So, you know, it's all, you know, Trump down there, he get his in, and my boy Kraft, he get his in. So that's my conspiracy. It's all.
Yeah, you know, it's all good.
It's all.
Kraft did the same shit. Was it during the fucking Super Bowl weekend? When was that shit when they got the Asian girl in Boston?
After they lost.
Yeah, well, he definitely did it during. I'm getting after. I'm definitely going. Yeah, come
on.
Yeah,
they've been doing it.
Yeah,
been doing it. Deshaun just went off script because you know he's young and new. He went with the owner. Yes. They had their thing. They said, "Hey, this is how it go." Blah blah blah. But he went off script, so he started going to Instagram, started looking for the same thing. That's how he got it. Kind of got into it a little bit, but
and they know your Instagram account, bruh.
Tony Busby right there with the owner. Cause they homeboys.
All them niggas' social media is tapped. Shit tapped. They definitely tap it is. They got a log. This shit too much money. Too much.
It's a conspiracy. It's all the white folks that they got money and power.
Hey.
And then you get out of line, call them racist.
Yeah, this is
all the evil stuff that I normally do. I know you're doing it too because I told you how to do it.
Exactly. I gave you the cocaine, niggas.
That's it. That's my conspiracy.
No, that's what I felt from the beginning. I was like, yo.
Because at first I was like, why Tony Busby trying to sue him? That don't make no sense. Because as an owner, as my friend, I don't want Deshaun in trouble because I'm going to try to keep him or I'm going to mess up my trade value with him. But then I was like, okay, maybe he's like pissed off about something else. And then it just
teach that nigga a lesson.
Teaching
that nigga a lesson.
So he stole his, they put him in the ring of messing with these women and seducing them and using them like that, and then he gonna turn around and call them racist. So that's my conspiracy.
They give you the life, and then if you act out, they use the life against you.
Yeah, they use it against you.
Yeah. Like you give a nigga $1 million, he ain't go to a strip club. Now it's like, yeah, nigga, motherfucking nigga hard in the strip club. I mean, yes, several men also are there with him. He ain't the only one. He's the one with the most money. So you put Alphonse, niggas go to the strip club every day. It ain't really absurd and wild.
Yes, but in different professions, if you have something to do the next day, going to the strip club is frowned upon.
Yeah, it's frowned upon because they control that money. You impact my money. You put money in jeopardy. Like everybody that does it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying they use what they offer you as the benefits of the game, and then turn around and criminalize you for it. Or just have a
sometimes, but not all the time. Like if the goal is to win championships as a player, like, hey, I'm in Miami. Maybe I should go on my off day to the strip club till 4 a.m. Maybe I should leave at 11. Maybe I should leave at 1.
Alphonse,
Alphonse.
Alphonse. Alphonse.
Right.
No.
Hey, man, strip club, man. Hey, that's how he get down. That's what he do.
Man. But first off, he's back with his team. He's back with his homeboy. Like he going to do what he did in Houston. Like what the fuck should go change? I have my old boss. Why would I change?
But then don't say you about winning. Say you about living the life.
I mean,
that's like what he does. Yeah. Like,
say you about living the life.
Drink coffee in the morning. That's what you do. You drink coffee in the morning.
He said it.
He go to the strip club. That's what he do.
Or like his actions speaking louder than his words.
That's what he do, man. Hey.
If you took the youngest to the strip club, that's what he about. He ain't got to tell you.
Okay, yeah, then come out here and say it. And he probably would actually have a lot more fans if he did.
If I
instead
did
of
heroin,
trying to tell us.
I'm not going to tell anybody to do heroin. I'm just going to do heroin.
Come on, bro. You can't tell me that. So now heroism the same thing as going to a strip club. Like, we're not going to do that.
Is that the same?
Doing heroin?
They're not similar addictions? They're not similar?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't put heroin on the same thing as going to a strip club.
At that level. I'm not saying going to strip club.
I don't think he pay no more. All right, I think he just go in. I don't think he
pay nothing.
No more. I don't think
you don't get no tip. You paying a woman?
I think like the first couple of nights, he's like, yeah, and drop a lot, and then after that, it's like free on the side.
So he attracts people to get there, go there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, James Harden in here tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas get the money ready.
Everybody try to outdo James Harden. James Harden be like, yeah,
you give me that 10K yesterday.
Oh man, who was that talking? Oh, what was that on the radio? What was that show? it was a podcast I was listening to. They were talking about Atlanta and strip clubs. Future on Drink Champs. So
the Drink Champs. I ain't seen that one. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a new one. Nora is talking about
what?
Yeah, it's new. It's not. I don't think it's
2
the
Chainz
latest.
on Drink Champs. 2 Chainz.
2 Chainz on Drink Champs. Oh, my bad. I said
I was like, wait. All right, 2 Chainz. Gotcha. I'm with my bad.
2 Chainz. Yeah. He talking about strip club and how the culture changed. He was talking about how you go to strip club and the DJ start talking bad about just in general stuff. Like you sit in the corner, you're not paying the dancers. Get your broke ass up and start paying the dancers. And he's not really talking about nobody, but you having money in your pocket, thinking he's talking about you. Then you start throwing money. And so then you see the dude over there doing that, and you got money in your pocket. Just say, I can't be the broke nigga he talking about. So let me get him start throwing money too. And he said that's how I really start taking off when niggas start going and then they start throwing a hell of money because they didn't want to be the broke nigga in the strip club.
Niggas don't want to be the broke nigga. You can't eat chicken wings, nigga.
Yeah. And then you sit there eat chicken wings like, damn.
Every time. Like, damn, I obviously got it. Fuck. I was get some fries. Here you go, baby.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, it's true. You know, DJ don't be talking about nobody. He just be saying stuff. You just feel guilty.
Guilt tripping niggas.
It's hilarious. So quick tournament update. North Carolina's up 3, 69-66 with 6.6 seconds left in the game.
10 seconds.
And they got the ball. So there's that update. We could go to the NBA where some off the court news is going to have a huge effect on the court. Starting in talking about New York City and the Brooklyn Nets, where I think it was Friday or Thursday or Friday, the mayor of New York lifted the vaccine mandate for athletes, including the Nets and including any Major League Baseball teams that play in New York, the Yankees and the Mets. So I think Kyrie's first home game will be Sunday. I don't know who it's against, but that right there, if it stays lifted, will change the entire landscape of the playoffs. The Heat, let me just double check, because I believe the Heat lost to the Knicks tonight. And if they did, they're fucking skidding. Like,
I don't know, what was that fight about? Did they ever say? The fight, but
Coach said like and losing.
So this is so what I could say was like,
yeah, but losing.
Social was probably
I know. I'm just saying what they said.
Like Haslam is like 40 years old. He been through it all. And Butler, like, you know, I guess the team captain. I don't know. But Haslam like, nigga, I'll beat your ass right now. Let's go.
Well, so this is based on all the stuff that I've seen. They was getting cooked, and the Warriors was doing one of those patented third quarter runs where they come out and bust ass. I think they said it was 19-0. And the play right before the timeout with like 2 seconds on the shot clock, Jordan Poole picks the ball up at half court, dribbles around Jimmy Butler, and drains a one-legged three from like 35 feet. And so I think Spoelstra was trying to challenge him in a timeout, and Butler took it as a personal challenge and was like, man, I beat your ass or something to that effect. Because Spoelstra was like, wait, what? You think I'm going to fucking fight you? And then that's when Haslam jumped up like, what? Yo, take that energy to them. Take that energy to them. We not your kids or something. And then he was like, I'll beat your ass. And then it went from there. And so
but who said I beat your ass first?
I think Jimmy actually said it first. The Spoelstra like challenged Spoelstra.
Oh, the front Spoelstra. He didn't say the he didn't have him though.
No, Adams was like, I beat your ass.
That right now.
Yeah. Like he might have swung on him. They might have been fighting, which would have been wild. Wild.
Oh, UCLA lost, man.
Yeah.
Wasn't playing hard. You ain't say you're playing hard.
Wait, you know what the crazy part is? North Carolina will actually be wearing their home jerseys, their whites, next round. I bet they didn't think that was going to be happening.
Boys are playing hard. They got a huddle. What they huddling for? Honestly, if I lose, I'm not huddling at the middle of the court with the rest of the team. Like, it's time to go. I don't. Especially if I'm like a senior or if I'm going to the league, I'm like, man, peace. Let's shake hands and get out of here, man. Ain't for the heck of a job, bro.
Wait, the losing team is huddling up?
Man, they had like a meeting. I'm looking at it now. I'm a little bit behind.
Man. They better be
They
talking
had
about
like,
eat that.
had like everybody together, like huddle up and like a huddle.
What you mean? Where they going out to eat at? Right? They get their box lunches and going to their motherfucking room.
On the plane.
Box lunches? No,
they get on
you
the plane tonight.
Huh?
Them niggas going on the plane.
They're
Yeah.
going tonight. They're not going.
Houston came back just after the game. Houston came back and they got home like 3:00 in the morning, bro. They come home after the game.
Damn.
Yeah.
But no, I think this because they play again. They play again like Sunday. They not leaving.
Because who was the team you talking about? Like, I'm not UCLA, right? I assume.
Yeah. I don't think they go home right now.
Oh.
Like, but I was saying Houston.
12 o'clock at night.
I was just joking. But Houston did. They came home right after the game because they wanted to get to the next spot early.
Oh, okay. Finals, they played Brooklyn plays the Hornets.
So
Did he lost today?
Yeah. And so now it's going to be interesting with this. Like, if people will start trying to tank and get out of facing the Nets, I definitely believe Philly's going to do that.
What?
What?
Wait, okay, hold on. Describe the tanking. Describe it.
Meaning we want to be third or lower.
Nah. Describe the execution. Is it just awesome poor play or niggas sitting down? Or what we doing? How we doing?
Combination of rest and then Harden's hurt.
He got
and
hamstring.
Then
he's out.
When we start getting in the fourth quarter, like if the game is like looking like it's in the balance, we suddenly sit our players and talk about rest.
You sitting? Are we sitting Embiid? Are you cutting Embiid's time? That's not
Embiid, I don't think Embiid down for that, bro.
Does he have MVP on the line?
You ain't got to cut Embiid. You ain't got to cut his time, but like you could do other things where like, all right, if Embiid's the only one fucking out there, cool.
Damn. You think you're gonna go for that? I'm saying,
I think Harden wants no parts of a Nets series.
I'm with you on Harden. I don't
know the organization.
Yeah, I think Embiid. I think Embiid wants it, but I think Embiid doesn't understand that he's going into a gunfight with a knife and a dull knife. I think he thinks he's going into battle, and he doesn't understand that like the Nets with KD and Kyrie, even without Ben Simmons, are good enough to beat the Sixers. Because it ain't Harden, Embiid, and Harris. It's Embiid, period.
Damn.
And, y'all know how I feel about that. I don't think Embiid knows that, and he's going to find that out in game 4 when they're down 2-1 and fucking James Harden goes 5 for 27 and no free throw attempts.
So the Nets, follow along. There's lots, in your opinion, you're speaking from perspective where the Nets are the 8th seed.
The Nets will be either 8th or 7th. So they're in the 8th spot right now. But like, the fuck, you picking the Raptors to beat them with fucking KD and Kyrie? No.
I was asking to see how far they were. So you saying they trying to fall to the 3 spot?
So they could be 7 or 8 in the playoff spot. And so the Sixers don't want to be 2nd or 1st.
They're currently 3rd, so they currently ducking and strapping them. The Bucks don't give a shit. That's probably what set off the Heat. Yeah, the Heat was first. That's probably what set off the Heat. He was probably like, nigga, they coming.
I don't know. Like the Heat wouldn't care.
They wouldn't care, but I'm saying the way they playing right now, that might cause friction. Okay.
Who number 2 though?
The Bucks. Heat and Bucks.
That's what I'm saying.
I only need them. They don't care.
They wouldn't care.
They don't give a shit. Yeah, them teams. But I do see what Alphonse is saying. If I had to pick a team of the three who would want to play, y'all got it. It would be I would say 6-6. Of the three.
I think the NBA would want it like that, so they can have it.
The Bucks and the Heat might not care.
Premier matchup.
The Bucks and the Heat might not care, but they should definitely be worried. Okay, all right. Isn't Chris Middleton hurt?
They care about KD, but I don't think they not like
he hurt.
I think Chris Middleton's
hurt.
Okay.
No, I'm asking. Right. Like out for the season hurt? Or like
no, not out for the season, but dinged up. But okay. All right.
It's a risk, Chris. That's a risk. That's a risk, Alpha. That's rest. Shit, they might be the same team doing it. They said Antetokounmpo, day-to-day, Chris, Middleton, Holiday, and Giannis. All out.
So, or like that's the NBA though.
Yeah.
Don't play all the games.
No,
when does the season start? When does that shit start? When do I need to start?
In like 2 weeks.
April
16th. April 15th. Playoffs start.
AD coming back, right?
Who?
AD coming back.
So who?
April 1st. I was like, come on, y'all. Oh, nigga. Think about the headline before y'all write that shit out. Supposed to believe that shit. AD coming back on April 1st, y'all. Yeah, fuck you.
Oh man.
Then you come back balling.
I know he might
come back balling. And y'all gonna be all.
Of course.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Yeah, the whole play. GM Brown. The whole game plan.
I'm not gonna be doing none of that.
I will. That's how I drink the Kool-Aid. Right here in my can.
I'm not. I'm gonna be like, fuck that. Good. Now we might be able to trade him. Trade him for another young star.
We can get a championship this run, baby.
Trade him. We might as well start over.
Nah. If you do a star swap, you ain't gotta start over.
Who you swap?
Yeah.
I'm only asking.
Somebody who has a second star already. So the Timberwolves would never do this. The Timberwolves would never do this, but Anthony Edwards.
All right.
Does that help? I'm asking. Does that help the Lakers? I don't know. I don't
help the Timberwolves because you can't put AD and Cat in the same team. That don't help you as a Timberwolves. I can see you say
AD, get your ass in the post.
Who get your ass in the post?
Shit, both of them you can say that about both of them. That's the point. It's the same. It's the same player. They're the same nigga.
I'm just saying, like, I think
ain't it the problem
Edwards,
with the Lakers too?
Huh?
Wasn't the problem like was AD getting the post with Lakers?
They need a new coach.
No, I'm saying wasn't the same problem he had in LA? Why would he change? I'm saying why would he change?
Oh, I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying that's a package that we can sell to the Timberwolves. Like, I'm not asking. I don't give a fuck what the Timberwolves. That's their problem. Once the pen hit the paper, once the pen hit, he don't play.
Zion,
the best.
Zion,
who?
No, he can't.
No, he's not going back to New Orleans.
Fuck out of here, man. No, I don't want that motherfucker. If he couldn't handle New Orleans, no.
All right, who do you want then, huh? Who do you want?
I told you, Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards. Nobody else. They're not gonna trade for Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown or Bradley Beal. We already did the Wizards once. I
don't want Bradley Beal.
No, I mean,
we want them two ago. Not this. No, with you.
You're gonna need something like Anthony. You're gonna need something like AD. Like you're gonna have to trade AD for AD or somebody that's like him. So you gotta find somebody that's like him.
What do you mean, like Mr. Glass like him, or like?
You get that dude from the dude for the Sun
and some picks.
Some picks.
Aiden.
Aiden. Get Aiden and some other picks.
You trade to the Suns.
I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't think they're gonna do that. They're not trading with the Suns.
Trade to the Suns if you want to.
They're not trading them to the Suns. Some other team could trade them to the Suns, but I don't think the Lakers want them problems. Like he won't even have to move out his place in LA. He just fucking keep that place flat out. We already know the wonders they do. Like the Shaq they got from the Heat was fucking terrible, and they made him a productive player to the point where they could trade him to the Cavaliers, who thought he was going to be the missing piece of a championship run, a splash move, if you will.
Wait, who was that? Who was the player?
Shaq.
Man, that's Shaq, man. That was, that was just like money. That was money. That was get the tickets.
Old ass Shaq.
It was
Yeah,
selling
that
But
old
Shaq
ass
with
shit.
LeBron. That wasn't get them
old
tickets.
shit.
That was trying to get LeBron to the finals.
I mean,
Yeah, because that was
yeah,
400-pound
still
Shaq.
Not in Phoenix.
It is what it is.
Not in Boston, yes, but not in Phoenix. In Phoenix, he was swelt Shaq like, oh shit. So yeah, I say all that to say, like, don't trade AD to Phoenix. He will be suddenly Mr. Steel, like plexiglass, not the shattered glass, plexiglass, flexible and shit, dunking on niggas and all that shit. He could put up like average 50, 10, and 15, 12, and 10 in a playoff series against the Lakers. I'm good on that.
You know. AD. What's hurt again? His knee, ankle?
His knee.
Hurt his knee, right? Yeah, knee.
Yeah.
Hyperextended.
And it was like somebody bumped into it or something?
Yeah.
Fell into it, right?
Yeah. And, you know.
The stand around injuries are the worst, where you're just standing around and somebody either roll up the back of your leg or roll into it and you hyperextend.
Yeah,
You know what that means, right? Shouldn't have been standing around looking and shit. Move your ass. Move around. Nigga. Set a pick or something. Play some defense.
The whistle was blown. What you mean?
Like,
the whistle was blown.
Looking at the ball roll.
Scrambling.
Niggas down for the ball. He just looking at it like, oh.
Hey, see, we getting ready to go back into that whole thing about diving on the floor again.
Oh yeah, I want to bring that up because you were saying how y'all was talking about this whole college basketball playing hard. Sound like a whole bunch of Marcus Smarts out there playing.
No,
see, look,
we're not diving on the motherfucking floor. I'm glad you brought that up, Dre. We just watched 3 games of playing hard. You know what Arkansas was not doing? Just diving on the floor for shit, just running into people's legs. And they was playing hard as hell, as Steve just said, as Steve alluded to, hard as hell.
You look up.
You know what North Carolina wasn't doing? Diving on people's legs.
Hustle plays NBA, brother. Everybody diving.
Oh man, that play. Like he was behind Steph. Okay, if me and you like we together and we running down the court and the ball's rolling and we dive, that's cool. If you were in front of me and the ball's in front of you and I dive through your legs trying to get the ball, that's not cool.
Didn't do that.
That's what he did.
He did that.
I saw the play several times.
He did do that. Look
behind him and he dove to get it, but okay.
He dove to get it.
A lot of Pat Bev apologists.
Apologists. Like he knew what he was doing, and that's the thing. That's what made it bad because he knew what he was doing. He knew who it was, and he knew that might happen, and that's why he did it. So
got his ass out the way.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but
do the Cam Newton, brother. Think about the Gatorade ads. Guys,
you know, 90s basketball, that's totally acceptable. That's how it go. But in 2022, definitely want to see Steph play.
Somebody might have stepped on his face doing that shit.
Yeah, name was Larry Bird.
Fight.
Not Larry Bird, Chris Lader. Sorry, wrong person.
Yeah, Larry Bird, you tried diving my legs. Larry Bird probably would have stepped on your face. Like Christian Lader was
Kevin McHale had his back.
Oh yeah, Kevin McHale would have did it. Shit, Robert Parrish might have did it.
I don't know how you supposed to get the ball without diving though, y'all. I'm watching the replay. How you get the ball?
Like that's the point. Is that
you don't have to get every pass. Like you don't have to get every ball.
Gotta go, bro.
But if it's 2 players from the other team close to the ball, I'm gonna go get the ball.
You gonna dive through their legs and get the ball?
Shit, ain't my leg.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. That's a fucked up way to look at it.
Ain't wrong.
Okay, all right.
I mean, it ain't like he did something illegal, but especially in today's
some shit you do
basketball,
and there's just some shit you don't do.
Yeah, man. Like nigga, you don't do that shit. Yeah, it's within the rules, but you know, we cooler than that, bro.
Right? Like
we're cooler than that, bro. Like you gotta let that go. On a weeknight, on a Tuesday night, in the middle of the season, like, come on, dog. We're just trying to get to the playoffs. Everybody trying to get paid the extra check, the playoff check. That's all. Just let us get there in one piece.
Miami
in the playoffs, then it's different. Oh.
Good shot. You said what?
Yeah. Larry
Iowa State
Nagler,
coming back. Iowa State ain't
he
coming
Miami
back.
coach, right? Nah,
Who's the
Iowa State.
Miami coach?
It's Larry Nagler, right? Larry
Yeah, Larry
Nagler.
Nager from George Mason when they
from-
went to the Final Four.
Yeah, I'm gonna root for them.
And the boys playing hard.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
Yes, he
boys
does.
playing hard, man. They are playing hard. They are playing hard.
Oh shit! Sorry, this is random as fuck. I don't want
What?
to. Foo Fighters drummer dead in Colombia. Huffington Post.
In Colombia, the country?
The country. Yeah, Bogota. Yeah. He died.
Which Foo Fighters?
Not the drummer.
The drummer?
Yeah.
Not Dave Grohl.
Nah. It's like, dude, no offense to Taylor Hawkins, but Taylor Hawkins.
Oh, about to say Dave Grohl. Oh shit, that's
Nah,
big news.
yeah. I mean, no offense, but but
Yeah, that's
No
that's
offense to that guy's family or anything like that, but like,
yeah.
Oh, not the main guy? Oh, okay, that's okay then.
Yeah, my bad.
That's cold-blooded.
I mean,
Yeah,
just said Foo Fighters.
cold-blooded.
Yeah, I was like, who though? Like, nigga in the back.
I mean,
Hey, Alphonse, let's move on.
All right, so yeah, I mean that's all I got for this week.
No, you can't clean that up. You can't clean that up.
I don't have anything else for this week.
I do want to.
Oh no, I do. Shout out to Don
Okay,
Staley, real quick. Shout out to Don Staley. South Carolina won again, so they're in the Elite Eight. They won tonight. They beat North Carolina, so they're on their march to hopefully get Don Staley that NCAA title. No, her second one. Aaliyah Boston doesn't have one because she won with Asia Wilson. So shout out to her. She's out here crushing it. And yeah, I didn't pick them to win though, but
who you
yeah.
picked to win?
UConn.
Oh.
Yeah, I picked UConn.
I forgot about that thing. Oh yeah. How are they? They like
So they've had
yeah, go ahead.
They've had a down year because they've had various people hurt, like Paige Beckers was hurt like for a good 2 months of the year. And so they've had up and down. But they're coming together. They play really good defense. The girl from the DC area from St. John's, Ozzie Fudd, is a fucking shooter. Like she just really fucking knows how to play the game. So like they're gelling at the right time. It helps that Baylor was on their side of the bracket and Baylor got upset. So that helps them. I think they would have to face Stanford, so that might be a hiccup. Because Stanford, man, they could put up points in bunches. Like I had their game on, but I was doing other stuff. And like it was close in like the third quarter. And then like I looked up and it was like, oh, Stanford's up 15. Okay, cool. Watched some other stuff, did something else, came back, and it's like the start of the fourth quarter or like some shit like that. And they only got 10-minute quarters and they were up 30.
Damn.
30. Bro, it was 60-60. And then I looked up, it was like 92-62 or some shit. I was like, you know that Kevin Hart meme? Damn. That's how I felt watching that shit. Like, yo. The hell? Like, all I did was like go to the refrigerator or something. And I came back and they're up 30. Like, whew. So that worries me because Stanford could put up points, but I mean, we'll see. I will say I've enjoyed watching women's college basketball throughout the season more than men's this year. And this year is one of the times where I'm like, oh, the women play on the off days. Bet I'm going to watch their games just as much as I watch the men's. Like this year, the upsets have made the men's a little bit more watchable than normal years because sometimes this shit get boring. It's like, oh, all the high seeds are winning. But like this year, we've had the upsets and the women's game has had the upsets. Like they usually have more upsets. So they've had those, but they've also had the compelling games.
Shout out
So
to Taylor Rooks' interview on the pivot. That was
I,
men should watch that. Men should watch
I
that.
gotta check that out.
Yeah, I think men should watch it. Like it was beautiful to see. No, really, and like you can see Fred Taylor trying to be as professional as he possibly could. That's why he don't say nothing. He don't say much. He only say like 3 things the whole time. And when he literally has to like lick his lips to make sure he's not drooling. And he asks like the question, like I can see how he said, "Yeah, we know you're good at some things. What you good at?" Like if it actually flows in the whole content of the interview, like it makes sense, but because that's why they don't show Fred at all. And Shannon is doing everything that Fred is probably doing off camera, but Shannon's real cool with it because his wife's a Howard girl, so he used to find women. It ain't like you know what I'm saying. Like he ain't not, and he get wild with him. So he was just being loose and conversational, but it was good content to see men try to focus in because she's we all know it is what it is.
We got
But to have that conversation with her, and she fully understands it and can speak to it, it was beautiful. That was the whole thing was about. It was all about that. Like, they ain't talking about no sports, no players. There's always and the kind of funny part at the at the end it was like she said, I want to be known for I could be attractive or whatever, and also know my stuff. I want to be known for my interview, and I don't talk about my personal life. And they get through the whole interview, and I think either Fred might have said this, like one of his 3 questions was like, "Yeah, I know your ex-boyfriend's gotta be pissed," something like that. But it came back to her fucking ex. It came back to her personal life. I was kind of like, that's kind of like what she was saying, but fuck it, they're at the end now. He's letting it ride. But it was a good conversation. It was good. All men should watch it, and the men will enjoy it. And also, last thing I had to peep this out when you watch it though. She mentioned they were talking about like chemistry in her interviews. I don't know if we should record this or not, but anyway, she cited.
So
then
yeah,
I
definitely check
said,
out.
nah, fuck that.
Nah. We just check out the pivot. Definitely.
Oh yeah.
This episode,
Sure.
but previous episodes as well. They give you the range, they give you the pivot, as they said, it's appropriately named. But I think that's all. You guys got anything else for tonight?
Nah, I don't sports tip.
I had to go, but I forgot it. I had it yesterday, but I can't remember.
You had to go. Oh, I mean, I'm glad to see Sanders back. Coach, I see Coach Prime back, so that's all I'm gonna say. It's good to see him back.
Oh yeah, he's
walking on his feet. He's walking, jogging.
What his son say? 10 toes down.
10 toes down. I could be 8 for you. Then you got the other son now on social media. That's gonna be a whole mess. It'll be a whole mess. That's gonna be a whole mess. A good mess, but a whole mess. It's gonna be a good mess. It's gonna go right up to the edge. It's gonna go right. Every post will be up to that edge. Like you can't post that right now. Like yeah, mean shit. Anyway, my bad. No, Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh yeah, real quick. Yeah. Prime did say something that was kind of told off, but the NIL. He was talking about the NIL deals. How all these kids getting the NILs to do stuff, and they don't never see them do it. So like you get kids sponsored to promote like Bojangles, and so but they don't ever do nothing. Like they don't have no posts with Bojangles. They don't be on no commercials and stuff. So he was talking about how that's not a valid NIL. It's just a way to sneak and get them money rather than actually using their name and likeness. So, he kind of dry snitching on people, but you do see his son in commercials, and on the side, in the background, he has some stuff where the other players be in it. And on Barstool or whatever, they get their little, kickbacks from that. So he had a point. When he said it, I was like, damn, I haven't seen nobody over shit else. Like, hey, I don't really just follow all the little kids because they're kids. But like Instagram, like when you go look at the Instagram, like, damn.
No branding.
Yeah. I understand you got that car from such and such dealership, but no, I guess this you riding around the neighborhoods with the tags on. That's the sponsorship. Because I ain't seen you do nothing else. But
that is true though. They're not getting a set of skills.
So do we think they're signing national NIL deals? Because we don't live in college towns, we don't live near college towns. Like nobody from Howard is signing from Huh?
We do
You
live
do?
in college towns. Yes, we do.
Nobody. That's what I was about to say. Nobody from Howard is signing for fucking with Eastern Motors,
But
and
Maryland's
that's
right
only with
there.
the
Georgetown's right there. Like it's not like you away from
Georgetown
colleges.
is not
They
signing
just don't
with
have the players
Eastern
right now.
Motors.
But
Even if
what
they
I'm
did,
saying
I
is,
don't think Georgetown is letting those players sign with Eastern Motors.
why not?
We don't have a Bojangles type, because Eastern Motors denotes a different type of thing.
I mean, they signed it with college hunks. The basketball team, Howard basketball team,
Howard,
with college hunks.
yeah, but they're not making commercials. There's no college hunks commercials. Is what I'm
That's
saying.
what-
No,
that was his
but
point.
I think the point is like they're just using them as funnels to give them money.
Right. That was the point. They're not doing commercials. They're not doing nothing else. They just we signed
All
a
right, I get
NIL
that.
deal.
But he would have more insight. He would probably have more insight than we would in terms of he actually could see the deals that's coming through and like they're not doing anything. They're just
No, I see the deals that's coming through. What I'm saying is like we know that. Like I get what he's saying. Like all of these people are not making commercials, and what I'm saying is like, yes, we don't see them because like you maybe the University of Houston will be better for that in Houston, but like in DC, our colleges are not colleges, and we don't have the places here that would do that. College Hunks was never making a commercial. We would never see any ads for College Hunks. Period. So like if you like Subway, like I don't think Subway is signing college kids to do national ads. But that doesn't mean
No,
if you
that's
are
what he's saying. I'm not talking about like national. Like I know he's not going to be on a commercial during the next game and have some player. But what he's saying is they're not doing nothing. So not even on their social media, like the players' social media, they're not showing, hey, I'm at Subway eating my sandwich. None of that. Like they're not doing nothing. Where they still getting this money for having this deal. So what's the deal? What's the actual contract that these kids are getting? Rather than them just getting the money. If that's the case, just give them the money.
right.
I mean, I think I hear what he's saying, but I think the ones that have been announced, like I have seen commercials for it for like college kids. Like I feel like I've seen what's the motherfucker for Alabama? I can't think of his name. And I want to say CJ. Yeah, Bryce Young. I know CJ Stroud is from Ohio State, but his name was in my mind because the Ohio State Pro Day, he was out there slinging it. But I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't never
like,
seen him at nothing. I ain't seen Bryce Young nothing. What'd you say?
I saw him in one thing. I can't remember who it was for, but I was like, oh, okay. There's a college players in there. I remember it because I was like, oh, there's a college player in that NIL ad. Huh, okay. Interesting. So, but I just look at it as like we wouldn't see the Eastern Motors of Columbus, Ohio. Like we wouldn't see them there. So like University of Maryland, like they're not really good at football right now. But if they were, we would see them on Eastern Motors. I think we would definitely see them in an Eastern Motors commercial. Whereas like I might not see them on their social media. Cause like what's the dude Kool-Aid McKinley? When he was on, he had his Twitter for Kool-Aid.
Right.
So I think it's gonna make some of them clean up their act.
Yeah, because you calling out though. I mean, it helps.
Yeah,
it helps.
Well, you know how if you've seen his YouTube special, part of his deal is teaching the kids like media relations and how to brand yourself and that type of stuff. So I know he's hyper focused on that type of stuff. But the reason he brought that up was Tennessee just they didn't even sign him. Tennessee just offered a quarterback out of California, and the rumor is that he signed an $8 million deal, technically to kind of sign with Tennessee. And he's committed to Tennessee now. So it's like $8 million a year.
A year?
A year, bro.
Damn.
And I don't even know what it's for, but that's the deal. And that's why he signed with Tennessee.
Million?
$8 million.
God,
$8 million.
If y'all don't know, Tennessee is like really super thirsty for a winning football team.
I'm pissed off for all the other kids.
audience.
No, I'm saying I'm just like it just makes you what makes me upset about all the other kids before that.
Man. So
like they was getting pimped. They giving niggas $8 million.
He like a 6'6" quarterback and he can run. Like
he ain't the first 6'6" quarterback that can run.
No, he ain't. But he's the one this year. He's the one this year that they could pay $8 million to.
Is he a brother? I don't think.
Like he's Samoan mix. No. Yeah, he black. He like Samoan though. Like he got straight wavy hair. Like he California. He California dude. Like he from California. But he dark skinned though. Well, he's light brown skin, but he's Samoan. He like the Rock, dog. We're Rock out of here.
Nico, I'm not gonna mess with his last name.
He's Samoan.
Iamaliva. I won't say my commentary to that. $8 million, that's crazy.
It is crazy. And
wait, what the fuck? Like, give me my goddamn college football back then. He's doing this type of shit.
They're going to put it in the game,
man. Put it in the game. Let's get that popping.
2024.
No, 24. Next season. 24. Yeah,
let's get that shit popping.
Wait.
Speaking of football, you might want to
next fall.
Capitalize on my energy. I thought it was 2023.
I think it's 23 fall, Steve.
That's the rumor I heard.
But that would technically be NCAA 24 though, if it's next fall. I hope it's next fall. Right. Yeah. Right. What you want to say? Pete?
I was about to say, I wonder if I should capitalize on this energy and play my Madden game.
No.
I sneaked one out today.
Yeah, he damn sure stuck one out, but that goddamn Chubby was working, boy. Stop that nigga. Man, stop him.
Man.
Yeah, they was playing all his receivers tight. I was like, nope, not open. I was like,
they cranked it up on me on that one.
It wasn't me. They made an update. It wasn't me. I ain't fuck with those attributes. I ain't fuck with those settings. But goddamn,
maybe it'll be easier for me and shit. Cause I've been sweating my shit out the past couple of fucking weeks.
I mean, you gotta.
I played the Packers.
No, who you play? You don't play the Packers.
No, I play the Lions, maybe.
The Rams.
No, the Lions.
Oh yeah, you'd be all right.
Yeah.
Bro,
I'm trying to play man.
The Browns are undefeated.
Yeah, the Browns are undefeated. They were. No, you play. Oh, you play an 8-0 Rams, Bond. I think you played 8-0 Rams. I think.
Okay.
Well, no.
All right.
No. I don't want to hype it. Somebody. I don't know. Anyway, I tried to play that game again the third time, the one from last week, because it wouldn't save. I was going to save. I was like, no, I just turned the game off. I threw a ball to Hopkins dragging across, and he was 5 feet ahead of his defender. They made this nigga throw the ball backwards directly to them. I'm like, nah, this game playing demon tricks. Fuck that shit.
Right, you saw how many times Dak was missing overthrown wide open receivers? Like, that shit was crazy, man.
Only thing I hate about it, this is the same stuff we complained about like 10 years ago.
Come on. I'm with you, bro.
It's the same shit.
Dude, just fixed it a little bit. Like, hey, they can throw the ball off, and it doesn't have to be directly to the defender. Like, yes, they can throw their feet. And they can throw it over their head a little bit, and then nobody else catches it.
But they be like magnet.
Man.
But yeah, 2024, 2023, it'll be 2020, Madden college 2024. So next fall, after this fall.
Yeah. All right. Well, and on that note, we will wrap up. We'll be back again next week. Yeah, I'm saying we'll be back next week.
You twitching or not? That's the question. You twitching or not?
Yeah. I'm going to put the Twitch up.
Oh, shit, let's go.
I'm going to put the Twitch up. Yeah, I'm going to do it tonight because I'm thinking tomorrow morning I ain't going to have time to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and knock it out tonight because I'm the only holdup, right?
I mean, yeah, I won't call it a holdup, but yeah.
I mean, but yeah, you could pop on.
Did we just advance? We just advanced. Man, stop the recording.
Only us three now. So like, we advanced at our own pace, baby. And I'm on the rock.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah. But let me finish this out. But check us out, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. YouTube, putting clips up, and on Instagram. So until next week, peace.
Peace.